Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa. This is my workshop. So, do you think our hobby is dying? A lot of people think so. There are some people who think, no, everything is just fine. So, which is the real answer? Well, I got curious. Is there a way you can look that sort of thing up? Yes, there is. I used Meta AI as my source, okay, just so you know where I'm sourcing my information. And what I discovered by doing the research on Meta AI is our hobby is really very strong in places like Asia, Japan in particular, over in Europe, UK in particular. And the one thing that I discovered with both of those regions of the world is that you had a healthy population of younger people involved in the hobby. Younger adults in their 30s and their 20s, and a lot of younger people still in their teens and so forth involved in the hobby. The problem really comes into play is right here in the United States and North America. So, it's not just the United States, Canada as well. That's why I'm putting it in those terms, North America. The problem is if you don't have a steady replenishment of younger people into the hobby, old guys like me aren't going to be around forever. And when the inevitable comes around, if you don't have a younger group of people who were involved in the hobby or getting into the hobby, the hobby is not going to have anybody left. It's just that simple. It's a little bit blunt, but it's the simple truth. You have to have a steady infusion of younger people. The thing is, and this is my opinion, doesn't mean it's right or wrong, I'm just giving you my opinion, is we live in a world today where, at least in the United States, I think, where we have expectations of instant results. Always in the fast lane. Get it done. I want to see the result now. And look, model building isn't like that. Model building is patience. It's nurturing. You have to nurture a build along and bring it along slowly. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you a year or so to build a car or an aircraft, but it's not going to be something you can do in a couple of hours. I know some people bang them out quickly, but still, even then, you're not banging out an entire kit in a couple of hours, I would imagine. You can get a very basic snap tight kit, and maybe get it done in a particular afternoon. But for something, more along the lines of a mainstream kit, yeah, you're not going to do that in one afternoon. So this is where I think a lot of the disconnect lies, in the fact that, if you're playing a video game, you're going to see the result of that game pretty quickly. Model building, in one respect, I guess it's kind of along the lines of being a wine connoisseur. If you're a wine connoisseur, you don't just grab a bottle of wine and chug it, right? There's a process even with opening it and pouring the bottle. They don't even call it pouring. They call it decanting. And there's a whole process associated with that. And then, you have to put the wine glass up to your nose and get the aroma all up in your head and so forth. And then you taste just a little bit of it and you have to swirl it around in your mouth. And it's a whole slow nurturing process. And that's kind of what model building is. It's a slow nurturing process. Even right down to, when you open the box, you don't just open up a kit and start throwing glue on parts and putting it together like a puzzle. Your very first thing is going to be inspecting all the parts, looking for things like divots or mold lines or flash or whatever have you. Some of us wash our parts in Dawn and water. I'm one of them. There's all the preparation. So I guess that would be considered the decanting aspect of our hobby. So I guess the question comes down to this. How do you make this hobby more appealing to younger people, younger adults in their 30s, in their 20s, going back even further into the teenage years, or even before that, 10, 11, 12-year-olds? Particularly when you're used to getting those fast lane results right away. I live on Long Island, which is, just, east of New York City. And I'll tell you, getting things done, right away isn't even fast enough around here. It's, get it done yesterday kind of a mentality. So when you're suddenly talking about putting your brakes on and slowing down for something that takes time and patience, I guess it's a bit of an adjustment. So how do you attract people? I'm not asking that question because I have any answers. I'm putting it out there for everybody to kind of ponder and, kick around and maybe leave your thoughts and comments right here in my comment section here on YouTube or on my Facebook page, which is Papa's Model Workshop, or send me an email. Curious what your thoughts are as far as that's concerned. But it's something that needs to be done. One thing that I'll think of off the top of my head, excuse me, is there's a lot of model building clubs in various parts of the country. Maybe consider opening up your doors, almost like an open house kind of a thing, maybe once every 6 months or so, and invite younger people to come in and take a look at a display that you might have set up, whether it's cars or aircraft, Star Wars or spacecraft or anything like that. Now, you're not going to be able to have a demonstration and build a model, okay? But maybe what you can do is have something set up like an airbrush, right, and a compressor. And you can show somebody how you can paint a car body or an aircraft fuselage with an airbrush. Have some rattle cans set up. Because you know what, if you're brand new in this hobby, you're not going to run out right away and invest the money in an airbrush or a compressor. You're going to take it slow and start slow, and so you're more likely to get involved with rattle cans, and that's the way you should go. You don't want to invest that kind of money until you know that you really like the hobby and you're going to stick with it. My point being, you can put a rattle can into somebody's hand and say, here, try this out, paint this car body, and let them try it. Out of a group of 10, let's say, you might only get 2 in 10 that maybe say, yeah, this is really pretty cool, I'd like to try this. And that might not sound like a lot, but in reality, yeah, it is. If you keep on having these open houses and these demonstrations, 2 out of 10, that's 20%. 20% is a pretty healthy demographic. You can, I have mentioned before, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, I actually used to do oil painting, and I used to teach oil painting. I actually got my teaching certification for oil painting from the Alexander Art Organization back in, I'm going to guess, around 1992 or so. And one of the ways that I got students and people interested was I would go to the stores. I actually went out and met with the managers of retail locations, small independent places, big box stores. And at the time, there was Lee Ward's, there was Ben Franklin stores, there was Michael's. Michael's we still have. Ben Franklin and Lee Ward's, I'm not so sure they're still around, at least not on Long Island. But I would meet with the managers of these stores and ask if I could set up a display, do a demonstration free of charge. Okay. And those demos were designed to get people interested. And what I also did was I also had a clipboard set up for anybody that wanted to sign up and take a class. That's how I recruited students. And I used to give the classes right there at the store. And I enticed the stores to go along with this by explaining to them, look, if you allow me to do these demonstrations here and you allow me to teach the classes here, I'm going to be bringing people into your store that might not have otherwise come. And, if they're taking a class, well, that means they're interested. And if they're interested, they're going to need supplies. So offer them a bone, okay? Give them 10% off of a purchase on class day here at the store. And, you can do something similar if you set up at a Hobby Lobby, for example, or an independent hobby store. Now, again, as I mentioned, you're not going to build a model, but you can certainly set up a display where you lay out the parts of a model and have a basic discussion on how you would go about putting that model together, and handing somebody an airbrush or a rattle can and letting them try it. So that's just something off the top of my head to try. That would be something along the lines of more of a local club or local organization. There's plenty of those. On a larger scale, if you're a supplier like Round 2 or an aftermarket company, you can even speak with some of the larger consumer products that are outside of the modeling industry. And I'm saying that because, well, to give you an example, okay? When I was a kid growing up, a lot of times you would get little surprises in boxes of cereal, and, something like that has to be negotiated with the cereal maker, for example. And, certainly a larger entity would have the wherewithal to negotiate something along the lines of including a certificate or something in their product, whether you're talking about cereal, where you put it inside the box, or maybe even inside the box of some kind of a video game. I don't know. And again, I'm spitballing off the top of my head, so don't take me to the woodshed on this. Okay, I really am just thinking of this right here and now off the top of my head. But if you're a larger entity, you have the wherewithal to make those connections. Particularly if you're up at the higher end of the ladder, like if you're Revell or if you're AMT or something like that. If you are Tamiya. Now, if you're Tamiya, your market is doing just fine in Japan. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you're rather healthy in Asia, but you also have a pretty good market here in North America. And to maintain the integrity of that market, cultivate it. Try to identify where the shortcomings are. And that's where the shortcomings are here in the North American market, is trying to get younger people into the hobby. So, even if you're Tamiya, or any other overseas manufacturer, maintain your North American market, something to consider. So those are my thoughts. And as I mentioned, if you have any thoughts of your own, leave your comments here or on my Facebook page. And while we're talking about Facebook and all of that sort of thing, I want to, here it is. I want to thank Shaggy's Awesome Garage. He sent me a shop card, and I appreciate that very much. He's down in Pensacola, Florida, so thank you. And I will be sending you my shop card in return. And if you would like a shop card, there is my email address right there. Okay, and I will be happy to send out a shop card to you if you're a Content creator. It's another thing. I don't know how to edit yet, so you get all my boo-boos. Anyway, there's my mailing address. If you're a content creator and you would like to swap shop cards, send me your shop card and then I will send you one of mine. Okay, how's that? Also, let me, oh, by the way, this just came in. I mean, literally like 60 seconds before I flipped this thing on, my son ran this down to me. This just came in the mail. I don't know what this is. So let's take a look and see what this is. This is really wrapped in heavy plastic here. Can't even cut it open. I'm working on it. There we go. Okay. What is this? HTM? I don't know what this is. Okay, well, let's take a look. Let us take a look. Oh, there it is. There's a zipper. Okay. Oh, okay. All kinds of little precision tools and so forth. Okay. All right. Tweezers and micro tools and all kinds of stuff. Okay. Very cool. So that just came in. Okay. The other thing I want to touch on is my friend John Pilger was asking me about the colors on the chassis or the underside of Casey's New York Mets SUV. All right, so anyway, John was asking about the metal colors in particular on the underside here. And those were done with Vallejo metal colors, all right, aluminum and steel. Okay, and the Vallejo metal colors, I really like an awful lot. Anytime I have to use a metal color, that's usually my go-to. So anyway, John, yeah, that's what those are, Vallejo metal colors, aluminum and steel. And by the way, Casey, if you're watching, here's the New York Mets SUV so far. We're working on it, or I'm working on it. And here is the body. I don't know if I showed this before, but I have 2K cleared this. I mean, I know I've shown the body. I don't know if I showed it with the 2K clear or not. So the 2K clear is what, has it all nice and shiny right now. Okay. And I got the panel lines in. All right. See the panel lines? And that adds a bit of distinction to the build. And the panel lines, I do a little bit differently. I know that a lot of people use the Tamiya panel liner with the tiny little brush. I do it a little bit differently. I use a calligraphy pen. I think I've mentioned this in the past. And I use Speedball acrylic ink. And I mix it 1-to-1 with water. And I dip the calligraphy pen in, and I just literally go right into the recessed areas, okay? And I just go right down, and that works really very well. And I'm very pleased with how the panel lines came out. Even got the this area down in here was all done with that calligraphy pen. Okay, so that is about it on my thoughts for today. I guess you could call this kind of a, I don't know, state of the union for our hobby, I guess. Maybe an editorial opinion, whatever. Thanks for tuning in. I hope I didn't bore you too much with this. It was a little bit of a different kind of a video, but it's something that was on my mind for a while, and this is a video that I've wanted to make for a while. So anyway, if you hung in there till the end, I appreciate that. And if you would be nice enough to hit the subscribe button, okay, so I can keep these videos coming to you, and give me a thumbs up, or if you were totally bored out of your mind, I guess give me a thumbs down. Let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, so thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video, okay?